Later this morning, President Biden is set to give a major speech condemning anti-Semitism. He'll deliver the keynote address at the U.S. Holocaust Museum's annual Day of Remembrance ceremony. Nancy Cordes is joining us now from the White House. So, Nancy, any other year, under any other circumstances, this would be another speech, a speech that you would expect on a day like this. But this takes on, I think, sort of a different weight for the president right now. They're going to be really paying attention to his remarks. So what do we know? All sides will be paying attention.
Right. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Anne-Marie. Typically, this would be a day to remember something that happened 70 years ago. In this case, White House officials say this speech is going to be very much about the present because they argue anti-Semitism is alive and well. In fact, the Anti-Defamation League says that anti-Semitic incidents actually increased by 140% from 2022 to 2023. And we're not just talking about college protests here. And so the president, we're told today, is going to speak out about modern day anti-Semitism. They are billing this as a major address. They say that he is going to call on Americans to recommit to heeding the lessons of this dark chapter, never again, referring, of course, to the Holocaust in which 6 million Jews lost their lives. He's going to be speaking at the U.S. Capitol. And, this is an issue that has been front and center for the White House really since October 7th, when Hamas invaded Israel. And they say that the president is going to talk about that in detail and remind everyone how this conflict started in the first place.
And it's an important reminder, Nancy. It is always striking to me that we see incidents like this in the United States when we know that this just happened 80 years ago. There are people around today who escaped the camps, who survived the camps, and also the children, the descendants of people who perished in the camps. This is living history for a lot of people. What is the president going to say about why these incidents have been rising? Because it's not just since October the 7th. We've seen it back. We've seen the FBI director, Christopher Wray, testify on Congress, in Congress, rather, that this has been ongoing since in the last 5 to 10 years.
Right. And I will tell you that there is concern at the White House, at the Department of Education, that people, particularly young people, aren't that aware anymore of the history of the Holocaust, which is kind of hard for us to imagine, but they feel that it isn't necessarily taught completely in schools anymore, and that younger people in particular really don't know a lot about what happened. And so part of today is going to be about the Department of Education advising public schools around the country about some specific incidents that they could be teaching about, so that students coming out of public schools do understand exactly why this is such a fraught issue throughout history, and why we need to safeguard against the kinds of anti-Semitic incidents and rhetoric that we're seeing popping up again right now, particularly since October 7th of last year.
Nancy, I just want to switch gears and ask you about this story that we learned about this morning. An American soldier who was stationed in South Korea traveled to Russia. I'm not sure, there were some reports and perhaps he a girlfriend, but now he's been charged. What do we know?
Here's what we know. He is an Army Staff Sergeant. His name is Gordon Black. He is 34 years old. He was based in South Korea, but his deployment was over. So he was supposed to come back home to Texas. He's got a 7-year-old daughter in Texas. But instead, he told his mother, who CBS News interviewed yesterday, that he was going to Vladivostok in Russia, a port city in Russia, to visit a girlfriend. Now, keep in mind that there is a do not travel order in place for members of the U.S. military because of concerns about what can happen to them in Russia. And it turns out, according to, again, to his mother, that the girlfriend accused him of stealing $100 from her. He was arrested, then he was let go, the mother says, and then arrested again, and he's been detained for the past 5 days. According to the U.S. military, he's been accused of theft. Now we're hearing via Russian media outlets that he is going to be held until at least July 2nd, according to a Russian court. So it is now shaping up to be, at least at first blush, a situation similar to that of former U.S. Marine Paul Whelan, who has been held in Russia for 5 years, Evan Gershkovich, the Wall Street Journal reporter, who has been held for more than a year. U.S. officials aren't saying a lot on the record right now, but this is obviously a matter of great concern to them.
Yeah,
all right.
It's not good.
Yeah. Nancy Cordes, as always, we appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome.